Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here. We're on the Secret Lives of Color number 53. It is the second color in the green section, and it's all about a liquor. So a liquor called absinthe, which is, I had to go figure out how to pronounce that. I'm not even sure I'm still doing it right, but it's one of those words that you read it, but whoever really says that word, I guess if you're ordering that drink, you do. But the story here is about how it sort of came about from all of these herbs and things that were concocted and brewed and became an alcoholic drink, and then how it sort of ebbed and flowed in popularity. But the color of it, of the drink, now I need to go to the liquor store and look at the bottle. In Virginia we have state stores, so I have to go see that green. So mine, I used a Tula Pink fabric that I have, the bananas. I don't know if you've been sewing with me for a while, you'll remember this. I had a layer cake of the fabric line that had these bananas in it. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. The bananas are perfect. And the color is just right. So I did a little bit longer segment to sort of talk through figuring out the colors, these colors I want to switch out. And the sound is going to be a little bit different. You can totally hear it, but I forgot to put the mic on, and so I had to adjust it, and it sounds different than it normally does. So let's just go over there. Well, let's see what we have for the colors for that white strips, because I'm going to replace those too, and I need to just get out of this bin the ones that I'm not going to use. So I've pulled out all of these lights that I have. These are the ones that I pulled originally. So I've used this one, and I have enough of it, so I can do some more. I've used a little bit of the ballerinas. This is a Heather Ross ballerinas. This is my precious last part of it. I have this chunk here that just I cannot get used up, so I'm using some of that. And let's see. All right, so these are the ones then, oh, over here. Wait, I just stuffed them over here. So I have the alphabet, which I have a nice bunch of that, and this piece with the vine, which I don't have quite as much of. So that one's running low. Now here is what I haven't used yet. Okay, this is the one I use that I don't care for, so I'm not going to use that. I don't need the black unless I keep it in there to go with the block later, so maybe I'll do that. For a black block, I haven't used the owls at all, and I'm not going to add them in now. And then this is a white on white, so it's really hard to see. There, see you can see it now. Whoops, see the wording on there? There, you can see there. So I'm not using that. Not using the white on white. Okay, this is a block for today, which I've got the bananas, and it will be the medium size that goes here. And I have a strip here that I'm going to cut, a strip here, and then the two replacement ones, which are in the previous row. Okay, so this will be over here for the 6-inch block. All right, so that leaves me with all of these. I did cut a couple strips to just test out. So I've got the little speckles, which doesn't read quite solid. It does give a little bit of texture. And then I cut one of the ballerinas, but there isn't really much ballerina showing. I'm getting a terrible glare over here. Let me just, there, try that. So I got one ballerina, and she's kind of close to the edge, like when I put this, so I don't know. I think I'm going to cut a different strip of her to test out. I do want, and I cut one of the long strips. So I do want this one for a long strip, and I want to cut a ballerina a little bit better, and the words. So I have to actually cut 4 different pieces, and right above, right to the left where I'm looking at it, is the vine. So I'm not going to use the vine at all in any of these. I'll use it again later. So I have to cut 4 strips, and I have 4 different fabrics. So that works out beautifully. On one side is a ballerina, so that means I'll make, I think I'll get that longer strip. I'll see if I can cut the longer strip with a ballerina. Or I could do the small one again. It's a little bit shoved over on the edge. But this will be a long strip, so I'm thinking the short strip of this one here with the speckle, a long strip of this curve, maybe a long strip of the ballerina, and then a short strip of the text. So I will cut those. Let's see if we can cut, and the two short ones will be on the replacement. So I'm going to replace both of those. And I'm not too worried when I cut these where the text is on here. I'm just trying to not, like, it's vertical, so I want to be sure the wording is vertical. But other than that, do I have something cut off here? Okay, here we go. All right, so if I need to have the text vertical, all right, this is like watching paint dry, right? Got all of this going on. So I don't want to have, I want to have some letters. So it's a 2-inch strip. And I want to be sure that I have enough. There's like a really cute little like flower pot there. So I think we're going to do that strip right here. And then I just have to trim it afterwards. Okay. So see the little flower pot there? So we'll do a 2-inch strip and to get the flower pot in there, and that goes on the row above along with the speckle. So those two will go up there. And then I want to see if I can get, that has to be a 9.5-inch strip where I can get more. Can I get more? Oh, I can't even do a 9.5-inch strip. Is this piece wider? That's not wide enough. Is it wide enough? Yep. Talking it through out loud. No, that's not wide enough. So if I want to get the longer strip with the ballerinas, I can do it here. I just need to press it. So I can get, now I'm going to look at the ruler here. So I can get, actually I can get 3 ballerinas. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And being frugal, because I don't want to do too much. So yeah, that's where I'm going to cut the ballerinas from. And then the other long strip will be from here. And then I'll show it to you. Before I sew them in, I'm just going to lay them over top and we'll take a look. So what I'll do is I'll put the block up here and then I'll go zoom in close and we're going to look at putting these fabrics, these strips. So I cut these strips. We're going to talk through how they look and whether I like them or not. So this block is top of and next to, yeah. So we got to go in the right spot. Okay, so there we go. So let's take a close-up. So let's see how those strips played out in the long run here. Here are the little ballerinas, and she's a little bit close to the edge, but I think I can squeeze her on there good. And then the other sort of orange peel guy is over here. Here is the new block. And then on this section, the letters with the little flower, and then the speckle. Now I'm going to take these two off because, you know, I have to do some seam ripping and stick them in there. But see, now you can see the difference. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I thought those two just stick out way too much, and they look so much nicer covered up with different fabrics. I'm really happy that the way it's going to look with that. So there we are. 50, what does I say? 53 blocks. So next is a little date with my friend Jack the Seam Ripper. I'm going to try this new one. This is, I got in the Sew Sampler box recently. So the weight of it is nice. It also has a light. Can you see that? Yeah, see the light? That's fabulous. So I'm going to try this one. You know, if I don't just get it out and try it for these different seam rippers, I end up just going to my go-to seam ripper all the time, which is fine, but you know, in order to see if I like a new one, I actually have to work with it. Oh, so somebody in our group, they were totally funny. They were going that they you know, were dating Jack, or they heard he was dating somebody else, and you know, he'd sort of run away and come over and was dating her for a while, and she was really tired of him and needed to send him back. I love when you guys are fun. That makes everything so great. Humor is the best. Okay, another thing for today, it is Book Lovers Day. And so in my new book, Holiday Hoopla, that is shipping now, there is a quilt dedicated to books. Ah, look, Love your library. So this, I think today would be fabulous to see your quilts with books. And you know, there's these sort of library quilts that a lot of you have done. Mine is not too big, 42 by 50. And we're definitely going to do a sew along for this in 2023. We're going to use this book and be doing some sew alongs. I just have to get all that organized and talk about it. Haven't done that yet, but we will. But today, if you have a quilt with books on it, if you have maybe book fabric in it, because there's lots of different book quilts out there, but this is mine, and over time I will tell you a little bit about my wonderful love affair with books. We all have that, right? I think a lot of us are just adore books. So I have a mail call and a cute loot. We got some cute loot and a mail call and a Q&A. So let me do the Q&A first. And then I'll do the mail call because I have to look for the mail call. Oh, there it is. Okay. So now I have it. So we can do that then. So the Q&A is out in our group. Peg had a question where she's sort of fallen out of love with her fabric. And I don't think that's unusual. I think that if you've been quilting long enough, and even not that, even sometimes if you haven't even been quilting that long, there's different reasons why we sort of get tired of what we already have, because we change. A lot of us change the style and the type of things that we like to make. And we already have this fabric that we bought that just does not inspire us anymore. It does not make us want to sew with it. It doesn't make our heart race. It doesn't make us go, oh, you know, like we're over it. So what do you do? What do you do when you run into that? I can tell you that's happened to me. And I'm sure a lot of you can raise your hand. And if you have had it happen to you, leave a note in the comments. I'm also leaving a link in the description box to the discussion on this because it's super interesting, lots of helpful things. So first of all is sort of getting over the guilt of not loving your fabric anymore. You can sell it. I mean, there's lots of places to sell your fabric via online forums, your own yard sales. If you're with a quilt group, maybe you have some sort of quilting, you're sewing, yard sale. So you could sell it. You could donate it. You could. Those are really two ways to get rid of it. You're either going to sell it or you're going to donate it, right? Because you don't need to trash it. You don't need to put it in trash bags and put it in the dumpster. You just need to sell it or donate it. And then you will feel so free. Now, getting over the sort of guilt that you spent money on it, well, you spent money on a lot of other things in your life probably that you don't own anymore or that you don't care about anymore. This is just another one of those things. Just don't think about that part if you can get your mindset there. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing, but I had to do that. I had to sort of roll out a whole lot of fabric that I had that was in a sort of vintage, more country style that I no longer enjoyed working in. And I've had many friends do the same. I've had friends totally leave quilting. They don't even quilt anymore. They like knit or they rug hook. They work in wool. They actually don't even use fabric very much at all, and they had the same issue. They had to sort of offload that. So take a look and see if it helps you, if you're in that boat. But you're basically going to want to package some stuff up to sell maybe and package some stuff up for charity. There's lots and lots of charity, as I have a link at my website. Here's a little icon. That's what you're going to look for at my Sew Along website, where there's a whole bunch of places that you could contact about sending fabric. Even like your local Quilts of Valor, your local Project Linus groups, they'll take fabric. Okay, let's do the mail call. Such a sweet, sweet card. This came from Roxanne in Wisconsin. Look at this sweet card. It looks vintage, doesn't it? How beautiful. And she sent me some turquoise squares, yay! And a little edge, little house on the prairie, right? Yeah, isn't that cute? That is cute. So let me show you. I have the turquoise square. What did I do with it now? Oh, I thought I kept it out. Okay. So we're going to do a little mail call first. This one is from Roxanne in Wisconsin, and she sent, doesn't this look like a little vintage card? Look how sweet that is. And she sent along some turquoise squares and a salvage that says Little House on the Prairie. That is so cool. I love it. And then, oh, so sweet. So my buddy Beth in, I think Beth's in Illinois. Is that right, Beth? So Beth sent me so look at the little summer flowers in the bicycle, and she was sewing this, stitching this embroidery, and thought of me and decided I should have it. Beth, you are wonderful. Mwah. Thank you so very, very much. Isn't her stitching gorgeous? Ah, this is so cute. So I can put that out in my living room, decorate. Okay, so the cute loot, here we go. There is it's got announced at the Fast Quarter Shop on Kimberly's live stream the other day. But in the month of October, there will be a sew along for National Breast Cancer Awareness for the organization National Breast Cancer Awareness. I think that's the name of it. So anyway, we have this pattern that was designed by Lori Holt, and it's published by It's So Emma, which is Fat Quarter Shop, and it's called the Support Club, or it's the support group. So for each week in October, we'll sew a row of bras. I think that they're darling. They are so fun. Mine are going to be done with my fabric line Promise Me, and there is a magnet, magnet, like a needle minder. So isn't that cute? And then if you cross stitch, there is also a cross stitch to go along. Look at that. So fun, so fun. All right, so the other cute loot is I got in the Fat Quarter Club from Ruby Society, which I love their fabrics. They always have some unique things. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. I have to move some stuff here to make room. Okay. We'll take a look at what comes in here. When you are a part of this club, you also get a spool of thread and a pattern. So they always have a pattern for the club that shows you a way to use the fabric. And so here's the pattern for this month. See, there's a little insert that you can see it. It's cute. So each block is using one of the pieces of the fabric, and then they did it on sort of this, sort of like a darker summer blue. You know me and my summer blue, but that's kind of that color, blue, I think, maybe a little bit lighter. And they tell you which fabric they use. So let's take a look. This one bundle is called Venus Sea Fan. Oh, sea, you know me and the sea. Love it. Okay, this is pretty. Look at the coral. Ah, look. Look at the coral and the fishies. Oh, I love that. I love it. And more fishies. Oh yes, this is definitely the sea. They have great salvages too. They're a little wide, but they're great. There's a beautiful tropical-y looking print. More fishies. Dolphins. I think those look like dolphins. Sand dollars. Oh, look at the sand dollars. Those are so pretty. This is designed by Sarah Watts, and she's a great designer. She's a great artist. Oh, look at this. Now it's upside down, so I'm going to turn it your way. Okay, I'm just going to put those guys over there. But look at this. Look at the whole scenery. You could just do a pillow just from that. That is so cute. And there's all the sandpipers. I did a quilt once with a sandpiper on it. It was a commission quilt way years ago. There's some grasses like. This is a nice companion print. Same with this one. And more fishies. These look like goldfish. Or koi maybe, right? My neighbor has koi in his little garden. All right, here we go. You are going to make your Secret Lives of Color, and I know some of you have skipped ahead. One day I'm going to have to collect a bunch of pictures to show the ones that are done from earlier. You know, some of you just finished your whole project because you didn't want to wait. And they look great, but I need to get some pictures of that at some point. All right, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.